So our Torah reading this morning comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 22. It is one of the, if not the most famous, best known, I should say, stories from Torah. We read it each Rosh Hashanah. It is the story of the binding of Isaac, or the Akeidah, as it is known. And it's a story that should trouble us. It offers us a lot of opportunity for introspection and reflection and interesting study and debate about what the story does mean, could mean, should mean, part of what makes Torah so powerful, in my opinion, is that the themes that we see throughout Torah are themes that are really universal. Not all of them, of course. There are certain things that at this stage of humanity don't apply quite as much. But there are a lot of ideas, concepts, themes that we find throughout Torah that are still really relevant. And part of the fun, for me at least, and challenge of it is kind of digging through things that may not seem at first to be that, to have any modern relevance, and to kind of think about how we can take these ancient stories and understand them through our contemporary context. That's what Judaism has always done, and that is what, God willing, we will continue to do. Vayhi achar hadavrim ha'ela, and it was after these things, whatever those things might have been. V'ha'elohim nisa et Avraham, God tested Abraham. Vayomer elav Avraham, God said to him, Abraham. Vayomer hineni. Abraham replied, I am here. Vayomer, and God said, Kach na et bincha et yachidcha asher ahavta et Yitzchak. Take your son, your precious one, who you love, Yitzchak, ve'lech lecha el eretz Moriah, and go to the land of Moriah, ve'ha'alehu sham le'olah, alechad haharim asher amar elecha, and offer. You can translate this either offer him as an offering, or if you want to get down and dirty with it, sacrifice him as a sacrifice. Though offering as an offering is probably closer translation. Upon one of the mountains that I will tell you. Vayaskem Avraham baboker. Abraham got up in the morning. Vayichvosh et chamoro, and he saddled his donkey. Vayikach et shnei na'aravito, and he took two youths with him. Ve'et Yitzchak bano, and Isaac his son. Vayivkat atse olan, he cut wood for the offering. Vayakom vayelech el hamakom asher amar lo ha'elohim, and they got up and went to the place that God had spoken of to Abraham. Bayom hashlishi, on the third day, Vayisa Abraham et einav, and Abraham lifted his eyes, Vayar et hamakom merachok, and he saw the place from afar. Vayomer Abraham el na'arav, and Abraham said to his youths, Shulachem po im hechamor, you stay here with the donkey. Ve'ani v'hana'ar ne'alcha ad ko, and the boy and I will go there. V'nishtachaveh v'nashuva alechem, and we will worship and we will return to you. Vayikach Abraham et atzeh ha'olan, Abraham took the wood for the offering. Vayasem al Yitzchak, and literally it kind of means, and he put it upon Isaac, but I guess he handed to Isaac to carry. Yitzchak beno, Isaac his son. Vayikach beyado et ha'esh, and he took in his hand the fire, or probably like a flint or something. Ve'et ha'ma'achelet, and the knife. Ve'yelchu shnehem yachdav, and the two of them went on together. Ve'yomer Yitzchak el Avraham aviv, and Isaac said to Abraham his father, Vayomer Avi, and he said, my father. Vayomer Hineni beni, and Abraham responded, I am here, my son. Vayomer, Isaac continued, Hine ha'esh, here's the fire, v'ha'etzim, and the wood, v'ayeh haseh le'olah, but where is the ram for offering? Vayomer Avraham, and Abraham said, Elohim yira lo haseh le'olah bani. God will see to the ram for an offering, my son. Vayelchu shnehem yachtav, and the two of them went on together. Vayevohu el hamakom asher amar lo ha'elohim, and they came to the place that God had spoken of to Abraham. Vayiven sham Avraham et hamizbeach, and Abraham built there an altar. Ve'aruch et ha'etzim, and he set the wood upon it. Ve'yakod et Yitzchak beno, and he bound the Yaakod. That's where we get Akeidah, the binding. Ve'yakod et Yitzchak beno, and he bound Isaac his son. Vayasem ito al hamizbeach, and he set him upon the altar, mima'al le'etzim, on top of the wood. Vayishlach Abraham et yado, and Abraham reached out his hand, vayikach et hama'achelet, and he took the knife, l'shochet et beno, to slaughter his son. Vayikra elav malach Adonai min hashamayim, and an angel of heaven spoke to him. Vayomer Avraham, Avraham, and he said, Abraham, Abraham. Vayomer Hineni, and Abraham responded, I am here. Vayomer Al tishlach yadcha el hana'ar, don't raise your hand, don't send your hand against the boy. Va'al ta'aslo me'uma, don't do anything to him. Ki ata yadati ki yira Elohim ata, because now I know that you fear or revere God. V'lo chashachta et bincha et yachidcha mimeni, and you did not withhold your son, your precious one, from me. V'yisa Abraham et einav, and Abraham lifted his eyes. V'yira v'hine ayil achar ne'achaz b'svach b'karnav, and Abraham saw a ram, another ram, stuck in a thicket by its thorns. Vayelech Abraham vayikach et ha'ayil, and Abraham went and he took the ram. Vayalehu le'olah tachat beno, and he sacrificed it, and he offered it as an offering in place of his son. Vayikra Abraham Shem hamakom hahu Adonai Yireh, and Abraham called the name of that place Adonai sees. Asher Yomar Hayom, as it is said to this day, Behar Adonai Yera'eh, on the mountain of the eternal, one has vision. Vayikra malach Adonai el Abraham shinit, and the angel of Adonai called to Abraham a second time, min hashamayim, from heaven. Vayomer bi nishbati ne'um Adonai, I, Adonai, myself promise, or swear to you, ki ya'an asher asita et hadavar hazeh, because you have done this thing, velo chashachta et bincha et yachidcha, and didn't withhold your son, your precious one, ki berich avarchecha, you will surely be blessed, veharba arbe et zarecha, and your offspring will surely increase, kechochve hashemayim, like the stars of the heavens, ve'ukechol ka'asher al sfat hayam, and the sand on the shore of the sea. Vayirash zarecha et sha'ar oivav, your offspring will possess or maybe inherit the gates of their enemies. Vehit baruchu bezarecha kol goyei haaretz, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed through your offspring. Ekev asher shemata bekoli, because you listened to my voice. Vayeshev Avraham el Na'arav, and Abraham returned to his youths. Notice that Isaac is not mentioned. Vayakumu vayelchu yachdav el Beersheva, and they got up and went together to Beersheva. Vayashav Avraham beVeersheva, and Abraham settled or stayed in Beersheva.